We're back. Boys are back in town. Whole crew is here. Depaulo, Mintzy, not in the main anymore.
It's all good. We'll try it again. Welcome back to High Noon. The intro runs twice. That's how we do. Producer John has a million hats. He's on the phone. He's got headphones, two types of headphones in. Chaos going on here, but we're here for you live on the bubble of the main event, day 4. Sorry, this is your job to intro, but you know what? Sometimes people get usurped by better people than them.
True. And speaking of which, we got to show you guys what you're all here for. The Will Jaffe Walk of Shame. That was my bust out. Some shots from my post bust out. We didn't get much from Depaulo outside of that quick interview.
You got a whole interview with me. All they have is a photo of you.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
But were you too miserable to talk?
Yeah.
Were you seriously?
I wasn't doing any interviews.
Are you serious?
After busting this puppy.
Yo, because I had to do punter's pad. I needed to get away debrief. I have to take pictures with viewers of the vlog on the walk of shame out. So I hide by a slot machine. Have to do the punter's pad update. Tell the vlog what happened. And then quickly after was out of pain because I found out John Party won the Triton package. But yeah, you're soft, dude. If all you let them get was a photo.
Well, you know who's not soft? Mintzy out in the field with the legend, Lon McCarron.
Yeah. Okay. You're live.
Yeah. All right, we're out in the wild here. It's day 4 of the World Series main event. Starting only 11 people from the money, 1,517 left. You might as well call me the Bubble Boy. And hey,
thanks, Money. Get out of
what
the shot.
what better way to start the day? The man, the voice of poker for, I guess 20, 25 years now, getting ready to call live WSOP main on PokerGO today. Lon McCarron joins us. Lon, how are you today?
I'm good, except Moneymaker stealing my thunder. I don't know what the hell that is all about, but yeah. I'm tired. It was late last night and it was early today. I'm grumpy. Okay, what do you got?
Yeah, well, so speaking of Chris Moneymaker, one of the stories of this World Series main event, 20 years after he won, he's got a hell of a lot of chips going into day 4.
Right.
What a story.
Yeah, he's on the feature table. We had him on the feature table a couple years ago. He did great until he didn't. I'm hoping he's learned to play a little better poker today. But, no, having those kind of guys here with 13 past main event champs start the field yesterday, and that's amazing that the guy's out there. My favorite story, not even a main event player, 7-time bracelet winner Billy Baxter, who almost made it through yesterday. But what a story for him to have some of the old school guys here, mixing it up with new guys, playing the long hours day after day after day. And that's kind of an unknown factor of the main event, is that stamina and that strength, and you have to have it.
Well, what's so fascinating about this main event specifically, over 10,000 people, you've been around covering it, doing play-by-play for over 20 years. What is it like to see just this boom?
Oh, to see it boom again is exciting, and to feel that you're part of a community that's growing once again and people are excited about. It's making national headlines here and there, for good or for bad. You know, the cash games are growing. It's fun to feel reinvigorated, that it's not like just dragging along like, some sports that I used to work on. But poker's back, baby.
Yeah, it feels like post-COVID, the numbers just around the world have gone crazy. I guess maybe it's one of those blessings people didn't realize they didn't know what they had until it was gone.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go blessing, but yeah, it's maybe a little silver lining. But yeah, I mean, the online games went crazy during COVID, obviously, and then people got the bug. And then when the live games opened up, casinos and card rooms and everything, it was crazy, the numbers they were getting. And you saw it last year before at Orleans with their board with hundreds of people. Anywhere you go, even in the poker room here, you go have a list. If you don't have a diamond card, you're waiting for an hour and a half, So that's just the way the game is right now. It's beautiful.
What do you think about, are you enjoying it being on the Strip now instead of the Rio? What are your thoughts on that?
I missed the parking at the Rio, so that was great. But yes, much better here. The venue is much better. They really nailed it from year one. They planned on what was going to happen. Can't plan on the AC breaking down. They fixed it. So, but having it here and having other options, if you just want to walk across the street, the boardwalk, get a steak or some salmon, it's a great venue.
All right, last question I got for you is what's, you have to do huge hours day after day. Do you ever get any sleep? How do you manage this week?
Last night was tough. Usually I'm just exhausted. Yeah, I got some Macallan in the room and the Macallan 12. I don't go for the, 24 or anything like that. So that helps the baby sleep at night. And then wake up whenever I can. And back at it today.
All right, we're going to get back to Will and Ryan. Lon will be joining us on the PokerGO coverage all day long from the World Series main event, day 4, right near the money. Great to meet you, Lon.
I got to go.
All right. Awesome meet you. That was great. Thank you.
All right. I don't know. I might have fallen asleep there.
I got this. We're back, guys. I figured it.
You talk. You talk. I'm gonna check the audio.
chat. No, I've never seen the chat like this before. They're going off. This is crazy.
Okay, good. Yeah, please don't sue us. Well, if you do, you know.
Thank you, producer John. Trying to keep our numbers down, but we will not be defeated.
Okay, so wait. I haven't seen you since you busted the main. I know people are here for the coverage of the bubble. They're gonna make the money soon. 10 players from the money. They're not hand for hand. People will be stalling. Of course, the min cash is $15,000. They're paying 15% of the field.
Okay.
All of them are in one room. People will be anti-sweating once they're hand for hand. On the stone bubble, everyone runs over to the table. That chaos will be happening very soon, where everyone runs over and anti-sweats the person at risk, where the entire room is rooting against you except you. It's kind of a fun spot, much like at final tables as we see Jason Somerville. But so, Will, your main event, you got the double up while I was still here, then you stayed short and just busted out?
Yeah, I had nothing going, but this guy has something going. Jason Somerville, run it up master. Yeah, sorry about those technical difficulties, guys. We went too far there, but Cameron Johnson coming back with a super chat.
$10 lawsuit for making him deaf.
Yeah, please don't sue, guys. If anybody goes deaf, producer John, it was all his fault.
I so wanted to make my table go deaf yesterday, man. It was the third hand of the day, and I end up in a pure jam spot with eights. And like I said yesterday on the show, I finished. I can't hear myself. Am I muted? I don't know if I'm muted, but can
you
they
guys
hear
hear
us,
Ryan?
John?
Yeah, no, we're good. We fixed. One thing about producer John is he will always fix the technical difficulties. We had a shotgun mic out in the field.
Okay, just because I don't hear myself or Will anymore.
No, we're good. We're good. Producer John has us. He's going to take us home. Let's show you what happened yesterday. Tom Dwan, the legend. Yeah, let's show
Tom
you
Dwan, the legend.
Tom Dwan, the legend, yesterday was on the feature table for a while, and then this happened. Very seasoned veteran, making him think he's going to 4-bet potentially.
He'll see a flop.
He's not going anywhere. Look how deep these guys are.
Right.
Ooh.
That'll keep everyone interested.
Yeah, that's as good as it's going to get, really, for King 5 of spades.
Atchison, look at that. Almost pot-sized bet, though. Really trying to shut out this equity for Dwan. Not necessarily the sizing that Dwan likes to see when he wants to get a good price to continue with his flush draw.
What do you think, Will? First timer misclick?
No, I like it. I think this is just his style, you know. He's betting big. He's charging Dwan a ridiculous price, and Dwan, hates it.
Do you like it, Maria?
Yeah, I think
It's fun.
the thing is for Dwan, he understands that this just looks a lot like what Atchison has, right? Just a strong hand that he 3-bet with and wanting to give it maximum protection on a somewhat coordinated board.
And I really don't think Durr's ever thinking about raising this sizing in the main event. You see him shuffling the chips again, kind of making it look possible.
Big pot. 5 of diamonds. Durr gets a little more equity.
And I think the reason why Dwan was willing to continue with the flush draw is because he can just sense that if he hits his flush, there's the implies of, clearly Atchison having a big hand, and if he cracks it, could get paid.
Oh, it's so pretty. All in. And a call.
Quick call out of Atchison.
Of course. So one card to come. You see the outs for Dwan, King 5 or spade. Dwan putting himself at risk. Did not expect that. To see the aces, I mean.
Yeah, maybe he was hoping for ace king, some type of just kind of random spaz.
Look at the pot, over 600,000. Dwan needs it or he's out. And a 10 of hearts on the end, and Dwan is gone.
Wow. What do you guys think about that in chat? I mean, Tom Dwan with King 5 suited there. Bust the main.
It's hard to not want to put in a lot of chips with a pair and a flush draw, but you can't reload in the World Series of Poker main. But shout-outs to, I guess, Tom Dwan. Shout-outs to Bretsky. Everybody's asking in the chat about the up-and-coming second goated D-Gen Bretsky, who I think is mostly on TikTok but makes YouTube videos. It's his first main event, and I'm texting with him right now. He has 167K, which is 21 big blinds. They're 10 from the money. They're not hand for hand yet, so I'm like, yo, stall. And then he goes, Ben Lamb is on my left. The guy is insta-folding with 150. So Ben Lamb confirmed for dumb. And we have an interview here with some Barstool on Barstool Crime. Mintzy with Smitty.
Here, it looks like the Stoolies are in the house, so we'll give you a little taste.
But shout-outs to Bretsky. Stall. Mispay the...
All right, we're out in the field, getting really close to the money bubble breaking. I believe we're 9 spots away. WSOP main event day 4, and I'm joined by a former co-worker of mine, but even more than that, a dear friend. You know him as General Spank Online. Barstool Smitty joins us. Smitty, how you doing? How was your main?
Yes, co-worker and dear friend. How was my main? I'm standing fucking here with you. How do you think it was?
Yes, I believe we busted maybe within 5 minutes of each other yesterday before the dinner break. Got through about 75% of the field. You actually did bag a good stack day 1 and then had a roller coaster after that.
Yeah, I was 160 day 1, day 2. I was down to 6. Compliments of Brett Hanks for bailing out right before dinner break. So I was alone, decided to go to the bar, get tuned up a little bit responsibly, came back, spun that 6 up to 150 again. And then it's pretty much all downhill from there.
Well, I know it's kind of a familiar position for us, unfortunately, watching other people make money. But I mean, you've made day 3 the last 2 years. You've had some momentum in the online scene in Pennsylvania. You know, I sense some positive stuff going on with your poker game.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're 0 for 6 in the main. It's the biggest tournament in the world. That sucks. But yeah, if anybody who knows how to play poker, and which I don't, wants to move to PA, they could be a millionaire overnight. And I'm not kidding.
Wow, you're letting a lot of information out there. Apparently there's gold on the streets and grass of Pennsylvania right now. Well, I guess you
see Rigby playing 2-3 every single day. I mean, that works in the main apparently, but is that going to work in PA and Pittsburgh? Yeah, it does.
Well, so you're heading out of here soon, I'm sure, getting back to the family. Everything in life's good?
Hey, life is good. Just, could use a main event cash or 10.
You and me both. Back to Will and Ryan in the field. Always great to catch up with Barstool Smitty.
All right, well, this isn't about those of us who no longer have chips. Today is about, and the rest of the main is about those who are still alive with a hope and a dream. Many players going to cash their first main event. Many players not stalling on the bubble. Many players.
And one of those players who is going to cash their first main event and not stalling on the bubble is Gary Blackwood. See over in the black shirt. Mr. Blackwood, or maybe it's Gary Sackwood, I'm not sure, but young up-and-coming vlogger, upswing coach. And this guy looks like he's in a spot on the bubble.
He's not. He's just still stalling.
You think he's stalling or in a spot?
Look at him. He's just talking, having a conversation. Nobody's really thinking.
I've got to say, after watching a lot more coverage of the main, I think we've jumped the shark on the Euro tanking. I think Americans might be just as bad, if not worse.
Well, near the bubble, we need to be. The thing is, the difference is with Euro tanking is that they just do it for no reason when there's no real benefit very early on. It doesn't help you when you just need to accumulate chips. There's like a certain threshold where it helps you more and more. And certainly 9 away from the money. And I know it's confusing to people. I'll explain it just generally because the cat's out of the bag. Like when the people told me about how beneficial stalling was a couple of years ago, they were like, kind of don't talk about this in your vlogs, but everybody sort of knows to do it now.
Well, look at this, guys. Look who we got for you. The chat was asking. We have delivered.
Yep.
That is Ben Lamb.
No, that's Bretsky.
Oh, sorry, guys. Who's that?
Bretsky.
Who?
Bretsky.
Who's
the
that,
D-Gen.
chat?
And we found him.
Legend, young up-and-comer. Just saw his first vlog the other night. Very different style. I like how he doesn't do any of the hands. He just kind of goes in there, gets in the pits, fires in blackjack. Gambling legend. Only 20-something years old, 21 years old.
I don't
Bretsky.
know. He's a great. If there was a vlogger fantasy draft or a D-Gen fantasy draft right now, he'd be my first overall pick as an apprentice. He will likely surpass me.
That's a good idea, by the way. A D-Gen draft. He's really going to be your first pick, Bretsky?
In the D-Gen draft, yeah. I mean, who are you going to take? Mickey, Qui Win?
I'll take Chino Ream.
Chino Ream is great. I saw him just blasting video poker, playing incorrectly before the 25K PLO, but we see Ben Lamb now properly tanking. So let me just explain why tanking is actually a thing, because it is tilting to watch when they're on the bubble and it's unclear. That what it is when you're on the bubble, specifically a situation like now, 9 from the money and they're not hand for hand. Hand for hand is where every table must pause until every other table finishes their hand, so stalling doesn't benefit you. If your table plays 0 hands and every other table plays 100 hands, you're going to just guaranteed cash. You can avoid just getting coolered or having to get it in with aces against some guy who's going to flop a set, stupid shit like that. But earlier than that, it doesn't make sense, and that's when the Euros really damage it. But I think we have an interview ready with one or both of them. I'm not sure. Let's go to the field.
Let's get Mintzy out there with Mintzy and Bretsky.
All right, we're out here in the wild, day 4 of the World Series main event. We're on the bubble, and what's the beauty of the World Series of poker is the variety of lives you can get in here. First, we've got Bretsky in the 2-seat, huge poker, TikTok follow, grinding. You're in the freaking main still. I mean, it could be worse, right?
Yeah, I mean, still in the main, folding aces until the bubble. Taking my time while doing it. It's all you can do.
Well, you've got a pretty dang big following on the TikTok with poker and the gambling community. Can you share some insights on how to build on TikTok? Because I don't have a freaking clue.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to light your money on fire and just say that you're investing in a business when really you're just a degenerate, and eventually people might relate to you.
Words to live by. Well, it looks like if you can fold a little bit more, you're going to be getting at least $15,000. That doesn't seem too bad. Maybe that's more money you can send up in the air on TikTok.
Yeah, absolutely. Nah, we're gonna make the money. Ben doesn't know what he's talking about. He's new to the game, but we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, from Bretsky, follow him on TikTok to join by Ben Lamb. Anybody that knows the poker world knows Ben, one of the great high stakes PLO grinders, and said a little bit of success in the World Series main in the past. How are we doing today?
Doing good. I lost most of my chips last hour last night, so short on the bubble, which is not what I was trying to do, but I'm still in it, still in the main.
Well, Ben, you've been out in Vegas for a long time. You play all the highest games. I guess you played a few more bracelet events this summer, right? You usually just stick to the cash these days, and on the golf course, it seems like.
Yeah, I definitely played a lot more tournaments than I normally play this summer. Just I was having fun, so I kept playing them.
Nice. You get some good side bets and action going, too?
I do, yeah. A couple of them.
All right. Well, Ben, one of the legends of the game, Benba, online, just remind him of me playing ping pong with him in his old mansion in Tulsa at 06. Good luck running up today. Always enjoy following you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, back to Will and Ryan.
Legend of the game, Ben Lamb, Benba. We'll get you some more Bretsky, guys. I've never seen the chat go nuts for someone like that.
Yo, I mean, they love us. They love people who are just real and degen and try. I kind of low-key wish that Mintzy didn't talk to Ben Lamb, and then Ben Lamb, very known WSOP crusher, just gets upstaged in frame for us to just only interview a TikToker. That would have been pretty savage.
I thought it would have been better if Mintzy didn't interview Lamb as well. A lot of chips going in the middle there.
Yeah, someone's going all in. They should have aces. A lot of people talk about how to play the bubble. It's its own world. This is where a lot of the good players make the edge. Forever everybody's like, abuse the bubble, do this and that, but it's much more complicated than that. It's a lot about not punting when you're short. Most of the time you're not going to have a big stack, as we look at Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis is all in. Wow. Asian Elvis is all in there. And we got a spot here on the bubble, guys. Somebody sandwiched in between. Is that Tony Gregg?
Yeah, I think that's Tony Gregg looking like he has no chips, although there's a lot of greens in play, but intense day. People, unfortunately for the better players in the field maybe, and fortunate for the players who are ready to spew it off, when you have a day break between last night and now, when you don't just play straight through the bubble, people aren't tired. They have a day to regroup, actually look and be, if they haven't been aware of the clock, they can look and say, oh, I'm only 9 from the money. I need to play it like this or like this. As he gets called, there's an all-in and a call. All of these are massive.
Wow, we got a huge pot here.
See what these guys have. These are big.
What does Asian Elvis have? I'm not sure. I can't see.
Looks like 10s, 9s. Definitely not
and wow,
pocket
look at
picture
this.
cards.
Showers on the bubble. Wow, a lot of chips too. Definitely could have made the money. Ouch.
It really stings. Like guaranteed to make the money if he wanted to.
The king goes out on the bubble. Look at this guy with with heaps of chips on the bubble. Let's show you guys what happened to someone yesterday. Just the cruelest of cruel beats here in the main event.
Which give us a teaser. Which one?
The Ace King is involved. Let's just say that.
As Tuomainen picks up pocket aces, makes it 7,000, and Lanes finally finds a hand to shove with 51K into the middle. We're going to see some fireworks here.
Absolute cooler for Lanes. Played very patiently, waiting for a big hand, a big spot, finally gets it, and he is just walked right into the goods.
Good luck.
Tuomainen calls it off.
Wow, again.
And Richard Lanes runs into it.
10 Jack Queen, please.
There we go, sir. That is exactly what you are looking for.
You got 2 live cards.
Let me know about the audio if you can hear what I say.
Yeah, both suits are alive.
They got it.
All right, waiting for the flop here as Lanes is in a world of hurt. Flop brings out Jack 10.
Got a sweat. Got the clubs going as well. We've got life.
Pretty please.
No, that's too obvious. Let's have like 9 of clubs for a good sweat.
Yeah, that was very
That
good
would be
sweat.
fair.
I think you prefer
Careful what you ask for.
Queen would be fine.
Here comes the turn.
Queen, please. How about a queen?
It is a 3 of diamonds. A queen and a queen only will keep Lanes in the tournament right now.
Queen, please.
River card.
Oh!
Is the queen!
He does it! Ask and you shall receive.
I was asking, is this real life? Yeah, it is.
You deserve it.
It definitely is. Yeah.
From the heavens.
Lucky stars.
Lady.
It's never too easy. Never too easy.
The new shirt pays off. Hold on.
So yeah, there you see it. The brutality of tournament poker that I experienced. Ebony, Kenny, many people that you play for 3 full days, 2 full days, and then it just comes down to a flip or just a brutal beat. Elvis actually jammed 10-9 suited. And it sounds like now I hear live that they are going to go hand for hand. The other guy had Jack 10?
Yeah, we've got that announcement.
But yeah, sorry, I just got distracted. I'm so distractible. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
you gotta get your attention span
Sorry,
in focus.
okay, guys.
Focus on the stream, guys. We are going hand for hand. Show them the full clip, producer John. Hand for hand as Mintzy tries to get us another interview. Asian Elvis speeds the process up. It's a great feeling when you're super short and someone with more chips just punts, gets you that much closer.
It's amazing.
Len, speaking of hand for hand, Uncle Ron in the house with his dog there. And Uncle Ron is very short, Ryan. We might have a situation. If Uncle Ron bubbles, that would be a truly tragic event.
He's on fumes. Looks like he has about 5 bigs. I'd say looks like he has about 40K, 35K. He has a lot of props there. Has the Walkman, has the service animal. Of course, only service animals are allowed, taxidermied or not. And the guy's surrounded by chips. Look at the piles on either side of him.
Yeah, he's surrounded by one of Tony Soprano's enforcers on his right, and a good reg on his left with headphones. I mean, brutal spot for Uncle Ron here. Guys, please, I want you in chat. Root, send a prayer for Uncle Ron, because look at his dog. Do you really want this guy to bubble? Let us know in chat. Do you want Uncle Ron to bubble? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Shout-outs to Kinda England, who bagged dust with me at the end of day 2 and then messaged me on Twitter. My editors kind of showered her in a vlog of mine. She knocked me out of the WPT main, and they just called her Lady in the thumbnail. So I got to give her actual name some shot. But she lost her soul. She had 62K and then bagged like 450. And after she was like telling me to keep it together between day 2 and 3.
Speaking of keeping it
Shout-outs
together.
to all those who need our prayers. Doug Polk, he keeps it together, right?
He keeps it together big time. Upswing Poker founder, owner of the lodge. You see him in the background there. He was on the feature table. A lot of people want Uncle Ron to bubble. The chat, I think we're a lot of ones in there, Ryan.
Maybe a lot of people still alive in this tournament. If you're in the tournament, you want anyone to bubble. You don't care. You're just ruthless.
A lot of people anti-sweating Uncle Ron. Someone asked if he had a fake dog.
I don't know if that's fair. It's not really appropriate to be speculating on people's pets if they're alive or not or what have you. But Doug Polk shows you the value of a sick day 1. He bagged like 300K and then ended up just coasting most of the day yesterday with the 300. I shouldn't say coasting because he was grinding up and down, but like you look at some of the big bags from day one were Rigby, Polk, you know, Antonius, and all those guys are still in. I'd rather see the field than Uncle Ron's. That's a different Uncle Ron, right? I don't know what Producer John is showing us in the
Producer
background.
John, why don't you just, we're here on the bubble, pretty intense moments
and now
here.
there will be very soon the great moment of an entire room of people rooting against you.
And look who is not sweating the bubble. That is Maurice Hawkins.
Casually sipping his Chick-fil-A frappe.
I mean, what do you think that is, Ryan? Is that a box of tenders? Is that a combo?
I believe he would go with the nuggets and then the buffalo chicken sauce. Oh, it looks like barbecue sauce. I do apologize
Another
to
bad
Mr.
read.
Hawkins.
Bad
I'm
read
so
by,
sorry.
Bad read by Depaulo. He's been off this series. Seated next to the Maryland ambassador, legend of the game, Christian Harder.
A good news is, can you get rid of this?
Yeah,
John?
Uncle
Sorry.
Ron. It's really distracting.
A good news for the players at the table. While Maurice Hawkins is enjoying his food, he is not talking. He is a table talker, taunter.
No, he's actually still chirping. He talks while he eats, Ryan. Come on, are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? So yeah, just so you guys know what's going on today, we're going to show you, we're leading you into the main. The main starts at 1. I think I'm doing commentary on that. I'm not even sure. But tune in to PokerGo YouTube. We're right here. This is just the warm-up show, guys. We always have technical difficulties. Producer John did his best to get all you guys out of here. It didn't work. You're still in here. If you're in here, I guess
he does a great job.
Yeah, he does a great job of trying to make the show as hard as possible.
Wait, can I show them your Danish? This is too savage. Like a little child, he only ate the middle part with the jelly in it, and he's just leaving the rest of it.
Yeah, look, guys. If you get a Danish from here, do not eat the outside. Just eat the jelly. But that's not what these people are here for, Producer John. Let's show them one of the sickest hands. Let's show them what happened last night. Pocket sixes.
You don't like the quest?
No, wait. Actually, stay here, Producer John. We're on the bubble. This is too tense. The people want to see what happens.
Well, another hand's not going to be dealt for a while, I don't think. Like, we can maybe show that hand. It's up to you. But, this is $100 from,
let's do that bit later. When,
sorry, I thought it was
people
real.
Can
I got
see us. Wow, so we've got a player with 2 big blinds, and he's in the big blind. Wow, what a gross spot, Ryan.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how many we are from the bubble. When they get close, they go hand for hand because we got to sort out. But the hands really take a long time at this stage. Obviously, people in the tank for a long time, people stalling. They announce after this hand to stand up at your table. And it may take a while. They also have to sort out how many people are left. As we look at the chip leader from yesterday, our second in chips, Chance Cornuth, who I tried to swap 1% with, sitting next to Farah Galfond.
Wow, look at that chip distribution. Chance Cornuth with 2 million chips. Farah Galfond with 1 literal chip on the bubble here. And you know who's sweating at home? Phil and the little one. They're probably breaking out in hives over at the Galfond residence. But look at that monster mountain from Chance Cornuth. Oh, it's selfie time. No problem.
It's so representative of their skills. No hate to Farah. She's profiting that many big blinds per 100.
Whoa. I don't think that those chip stack distributions are necessarily representative of their skills.
Well, starting at 0, Farah probably makes like 4 big blinds per 100, and Chance is making fucking 800.
Well, he is running hot. But look at this. We got another spot on the bubble, all in and a call here at the main event.
Yo. High five, guys. High five.
That was so sick.
I don't know what happened there. All in at the bubble, we were just accosted by the lab rat.
Who had the greatest moment ever after he got taunted on Nicholas. Did you show that yesterday?
No. But look at this on the bubble. I think, I'm not sure what happened there.
Oh, God. Just, I guess, a fold. But, yeah, Francis Anderson just came over to give us a high five.
False alarm, guys. That's not the bubble. Let's show you guys what happened last night. Crazy hand here.
No, this guy's going to be all in on the big blind. It's the 2 big blinds.
Okay, wait. Let me just shout out.
Show us the clip.
Jesus. Not. I don't know who I'm saying that to. All of us.
I'm arguing with that. Okay, we're going to watch a clip.
No, it's fine. If they want to keep it, that's fine. If they want to keep the bubble, you guys want to see the bubble. We don't want to lose anything live. The Cards Up coverage is coming in about a half an hour, guys. Stay tuned. Me, Lon.
Wait, there's no hand here. The dealer's standing up.
That's
Show the clip.
Yeah,
They're wrong. We override. Show the.
What do you guys think in chat? Wait, no. What do you guys think in chat? Let us know. Let us know. No.
All around.
I'm all in.
Perplexing.
There and all in for sure.
Look at this. We have an open rip with the 6s. Potentially a flight tonight or something, Maria?
Fold.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, this is.
Doug folded.
This is very frisky.
O's not there.
It's.
Davenport. Nope.
Oh, don't you hate it when it gets all around
I
to the
call.
big blind?
It's
Oh my
I
gosh!
won't.
No, but this is what happens. It
Gutter
gets
ball with
around to the
aces.
big blind, and they wake up with it.
Wow.
It came all the way around to the big blind.
Eladici looking pretty likely to catch that red eye.
Nick Mike with aces.
Wow.
Got the jacket on. He's up. He wishes he had a backpack. Looking for a 6, and he gets it.
Oh my gosh.
And he
Well,
sits
sit-
down.
sits
Don't
back
sit
down
down. No,
immediately.
don't sit down.
No.
Nick Mike's got the ace of spades, sir.
This is equivalent to the pre-celebration. You get back up.
Yeah, it's too late now. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Spades the spade on the turn, and
This is so gross.
Just one of the 2 remaining aces.
Gutterball is thinking, what's going on here?
Shane is going to stick around?
Yes.
He will.
Wow.
Welcome to the main event.
Gonna have to push that flight back a few hours.
I would have made some terrible
Yeah,
folds
cut it.
first then.
Okay, so that was a guy trying to go home last night, open ripping 36 big blinds on the bubble of the WSOP main event. The big blind woke up with aces, and then the guy banks a 6. But what's going on here that you're looking at is this guy is about to be auto all in on the stone bubble of the main event. He has 1 big blind, and he's automatically going to be all in. All the cameras are around him. They may be 2 from the money. We don't know. Sometimes they'll go hand for hand a little earlier.
Yeah.
So
but
I
this
don't know if we
guy-
can find that out, but either way, this guy's life. The reporters are surrounding you, and this is the spot we talk about on the stone bubble of the main event, where the entire room is hoping you lose. It's you against 1,500 other people, plus reporters surrounding you. I'm rooting for this guy. I want max pain for all the people who still got to survive. I want them to have hand for hand for maybe 4 hours.
Yeah, and I'm being told this is not Sylvester Stallone, just so you guys know, on the bubble here. But let us know, do you guys want this guy to bubble, or do you want him to make it? 1 for bubble, 2 for make it. He can only fold once.
He can only fold once.
Sounds like a
Oh, look at
movie.
him. He's like, why you watching me? And this guy's like, because you're the bubble. You don't understand. Everyone in the room makes money when you die.
Nobody wants to be the bubble boy in the main event.
Dude, being short on the bubble just sucks. Being short on the period where you just can't play hands and you're hamstrung. And ICM is its own world. Is 15. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying his stack. So they're 3 from the money. They went hand for hand, 3 from the money, which is good, because otherwise the stalling would just be out of this world and the floor can't handle all the clock calls. When was the last time you were even on a live bubble, Will?
A long time. But speaking of live bubbles, I'm live bubbling the show soon because I got to go do the coverage. But Sylvester Stallone there has 1 more hand until he's potentially gone. Very even in the chat. A lot of people want to see him stay. I think more people want to see him stay. They don't want to see him bubble.
Yeah, none of us are in the tournament. We should just root for max pain for all the players, right? I root for the short guys when the whole room's rooting against you, unless I'm in the event.
3 players from the money, guys. This is the warm-up show. Mintzy's going to take over for me and get you guys out of here into the stream, which then I am going to do commentary on.
Yeah, you did a great job in the commentary last 2 times with Maria Ho and Lon McCarran. You have been having fun doing that, the official commentary?
Yeah. It's a main event, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, and even if you're not having fun, you're good at it. It's your responsibility almost at this point, you know?
Yeah, it's not my responsibility to have fun. It's my responsibility to be good at my job, and that's what I do here, Ryan. That's what I do here. So yeah, back to Sylvester Stallone. I do want to see if we can get a conclusion before I pop out of here.
Well, it looks like he folded, and then it's going to be about 17 minutes until the next hand as they're hand for hand. So I don't know what else. We blew through the clips, but the clip you had just watched was from yesterday. Again, it's just amazing. This is the play at the main event. I still can't get over this. A guy just decides he wants to go home. Open jams, 36 big blinds. You know how much people would kill for 36 big blinds that deep in the main on the bubble.
Yeah, so I think he had a flight to catch, honestly, and he was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to rip it in. I don't know. He might have just had a brain fart. But
And then the one hand that's basically going to call you, or two hands, big blind just wakes up with aces.
So I don't know if you watched the coverage, but the best part was he started complaining about running bad shortly after that.
So after the guy cracks aces with this biggest punt attempt in NFL history, he starts telling bad beat stories about how he can't catch a break this series or something. And it's like, yo, you're not allowed to complain for a while.
Oh, we got a treat, guys. Stay tuned. Stay here. Rigby, the dirty diaper, is at the feature table. I'm going to be doing commentary very soon. Depaulo and Mintzy are going to get you out of here. This guy hopefully doesn't bubble. Hope he stays around. Let us know what you think in chat.
Like I said, is that Depaulo's dad in blue? No, I'm not. I'm not Asian.
Oh, yeah,
but he does have the complexion of many of the leather-skinned men who live in Florida with the bald head. They do all look kind of similar in that way. If you walk around the beaches of Florida, the retired New York men with shaved heads all have that look, and that does look like my dad. Combo, if those two men were to mate, it actually would look like my dad, probably. You know, the Italian Sylvester Stallone type of look, and the other guy, the blue shirt guy.
Yeah, on that note, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Depaulo and Mintzy are going to get you out of here. Have about 20 minutes left. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you, Depaulo.
All right, I appreciate
hold down
you.
the fort. Here's Mintzy.
I will. I'll see you tomorrow. So listen, if you guys are having FOMO, can you just cut back to me because I need them to see my camera, John. I need them to see my face for this. If you guys are having FOMO and you wish you were out here, sign up ACR Poker, use sign-up code GAMBLER, and you get this. It matches all the best deposit bonuses. It just helps me out. It's identical to the best. So sign-up code GAMBLER, ACR Poker. There's a new client. It's sick. And then I get a Venom ticket for every bunch of you that sign up. Again, this is how our leader eats his Danish like a child. Only the jelly part, like a 2-year-old.
That is... Yeah, that's the only way I can see it is like a 3 or 4 year old just like gnawing the inside, getting the sweet part.
It's up there with Phil Hellmuth eating the ham sandwich from the middle, if you remember that.
Yep.
Amazing, all-time classic. Phil Hellmuth just eating grazing the entire time he's at feature tables, it seems. Rigby's style is to just pound high noons, apparently. Do you ever drink while you're playing? I know you haven't been drinking recently, but when you drank...
I used back in the day, the only time I would ever drink at the table, I'd have a beer level at the end. I used to... last 30 minutes a night, if you're about to bag, I used to have that beer, but I mean, it's like 3 years ago now. So it's been a minute for me. But yeah, there's nothing like the energy today, though, Ryan. I'm out there on the bubble. You see all kind. Man, there's so many people holding on with 3 or 4 big blinds, dude. It's like every table, and so you can just the anxiety. People are being all in the blinds, and you can just feel that tension and energy in the air with them being 3 people away from the money. It could break at any moment here, and It's quite a scene.
Even if you open aces at this stage, and it's a non-zero chance that you're going to bust, right? You open with aces, and you're a competent player, and you get shoved on by a bigger stack who's trying to put blind pressure on you. You're going to feel like you have to call because the min cash is only 1.5x. If you zoom out and don't think it's the main event, right? So you open aces, you get jammed on by a bigger stack. Even if you have a lot of chips, you just have to call mathematically, even with all the ICM, and then there's a non-zero chance you're going to bust, and it's scary as hell. Every hand is tense for every player, basically, if you're covered by anyone at your table.
Yeah, there's a very anxious, nervous energy in that room.
Yeah, there will be a big relief after a couple of these guys bust. They're 3 from the money now?
Yeah, they're 3 from the money, and maybe even less now. The dealers are standing up every hand. They're playing what's called hand for hand. Which basically keeps people from stalling, because otherwise, if you didn't do the hand for hand, I mean, every hand would last an hour and a half. I heard there was a hand in there a minute ago where 3 people had the clock called on them in the same hand.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, everyone should have just been max stalling today. It's just the way the tournaments are, it incentivizes you to do so near the bubble only, guys. Again, if you're in day 1 of your stupid local tournament, or I don't mean to call it stupid, it's probably great, your tournament's here. If you're in the money with the flat payouts, there is no need to stall just to stall. But when you're on the bubble, it makes you money. And when you have people investing in you or backers, it's not even your money. You just have to do it.
Especially, let's also keep in mind, the thing about the main, there are a lot of 10Ks during the year in poker, but the same people have big bankrolls, and it's a normal thing. In the main event, you've got 4-8 limit players and 1-3 no limit players, and people that play, a $300 tournament's a big buy-in for them, are in this 10K main. And so when you're talking about a 15K money bubble, we're talking about full bankrolls for those kind of people. And so you just can't imagine, if you're grinding day-to-day low stakes, the amount of pressure and energy and intensity the main is. It's kind of almost just overwhelming.
Yeah, for sure. And It's like even if not, even like me, who I only had 28% of myself or something like that, was like reasonable for me. Maybe I should have took a little higher.
I thought you had like 30. I've had 28 was like the least I've ever had.
Yeah, I think I wish I had more, even though I busted. Like, I think next year I'll have more. I don't know why.
I think part of it, too, little secret, is you need to hold a little more than you think so you can swap some one balls.
Yeah, that I found.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the main is because the money's so big. If you do friendly 1% swaps with your friends, well, I mean, 1% of 12 million is $120,000. You're talking about like winning a circuit main off a 1% swap because that's how big the main event is.
Yeah, I sold so much, actually. I think this year I'm obvious because of the Triton contest going on at Punter's Pad that if I just got more than a min cash, if I got one pay jump from a min cash, I would have won a 125K package, basically. So I had plenty to play for anyway. But yeah, it would have been fun to have more. And exactly like you said, swapping. If you're deeper with a similar chip stack as other people like you and I did, you could swap with people, or you could try. I tried to swap with the chip leader, Chance Corneth, trying to get him.
That was funny.
Dude, he's going to win, and I'm going to be like, yo, I wish I like,
at least
begged
you shot
him.
it. Hey, the thing is in life,
took my shot.
You miss all the shots in life you don't take.
Yo,
you took your shot,
thanks,
baby.
man.
You took your shot.
You got to try. I went up to like the hottest girl in the school and was like, go out with me, like basically, yeah. Like asking Chance Corneth to swap 1% with me.
After he's made millions and millions of dollars.
After he's like the greatest ever. So we're just hand for hand on the bubble. I don't know if there's
You're talking about some of the bigger stacks. I mean, obviously, everybody knows Chance has one of them. We got some fascinating storylines. I know Moneymaker, I believe, is the feature table right now.
He's at one of the feature
We're going to be
tables.
following that closely on PokerGo. We've got coverage wall to wall all day. I believe Will's getting in there to prep right now. I enjoyed getting to interview Lon McCarron earlier. That's the first time I've ever met Lon. I've been following, I feel like I've been watching him cover poker for 20-something years now.
Yeah.
He seems like a pretty,
No, he's cool. He's fun. I did a bit with him for Poker News, whatever, golfing with him and Chance in Top Golf. I got wrecked by both of them, but he was nice enough to announce Joey as a mush on the broadcast last year. It was like what I wanted to get from him if I won the bet. But yeah, Lon's a legend. Obviously, I know you're like me. You grew up like we're in your 20s or whatever watching the Rio main events, the edited episodes, like amazing. I have so much like nostalgia and I'm enamored. They show the episodes here on the big screens while you're playing, and it's super cool.
Yeah.
Like I still get like the super like awe, degen tingles of all these like spots that I remember from those episodes, and obviously Lon and Norm being a big part
I
of
want to
it.
ask you, there's been a lot of talk about the payout structure and complaints and thoughts on Twitter. 12.1 million to first, only 6.5 to second. Where do you stand on it? Do you think WSOP got it wrong? Obviously, they're comparing it a lot to 2006 when they had the biggest field ever. But back then, you only paid 10%, not 15%. So obviously, that flattens it. But they made such a big deal about trying to have more to first because it was $12 million that year. But, I mean, you're talking about them playing for $5.6 million heads up. Ninth doesn't make $1 million. Like, I feel like if you make the final table, you should make $1 million.
Yeah, I think if you make the final table, you should make $1 million. But I don't know everyone's complaining about it, and I want to hear like Matt Berkey or someone who's really articulate explain all their problems with it. I think my problems with it are not unique to this year. Like if I were to complain, I would make first $10 million and just distribute it. Like make more people get $100K. Like you don't need top 80 to 10x your buy-in. Something like that. But yeah, between higher rake and paying only 10% of the field, higher rake now and 10% of the field back then, it makes the payouts different. But I don't know. People didn't really, they were just like, this is a joke, and then they don't elaborate. And I don't really understand, other than I guess the big gap between first and second. I don't know. But WSOP, I'm sure many of you know, does not facilitate chops. So if you were to chop, and I think that we heard Ike Haxton do one in the 25K saying, I'll pay you right away immediately after winning. You have to just get a hard bet, just an honor system. So we are 2 from the money.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the World Series has a tradition every year where the person who is the money bubble gets a free main event buy-in the next year. So right now, with 15.09 left, 15.08 is getting a 10K buy-in for next year. Yeah, that's not 15K cash, but it's definitely something. So I guess you could technically say we're on the actual real stone bubble now because whoever busts next get nothing. Imagine, boy, 15.09. Talk about lonely feeling.
Yo, an entire room of people are going to be happy except for one person who will be miserable. And Sylvester Stallone is automatically all in this hand. Looks like someone's raised, so he's not going to get the walk. I think he has 1,000. I can't tell how many he has, but it's less than a big blind. I'm not sure if it goes to the ante or the big blind first, but it's pretty insane. Auto all in. Now this guy has a decision in the small blind, it looks like. Oh, he didn't even look at his cards yet. Maybe he doesn't know what hand for hand is. No need to stall. Tense feeling. I'm rooting for him. How about you? I don't want to see him bust.
I don't either, because it's just man. Who knows what this guy's bankroll is? I mean, this could be. It's hard to speculate on something like this, but this could mean just in a massive amount of life equity here. This 10 or 15.
It's insane. And then, like I was saying, even if you're a pro with only some percentage of yourself, cashing the main is a giant thing. Many people don't get to do. It's an accomplishment. It looked like the hijack or the cutoff. It's cutoff versus big blind. The cutoff flipped his hand over right away, but on hand for hand, you're supposed to wait until all the all-in and calls are about to be distributed, because if multiple people get knocked out at once, they chop the min cash for those spots. Like if 4 people get eliminated now, the 4 of them would chop up 2 spots of pay. Sylvester Stallone's waiting for his fate. I think the guy showed he might have had aces.
Do you have any Rocky music in the background?
I don't. Can you tell them when we see the cards to tell us what they are, John? Okay, thanks. And maybe the guy already exposed aces. So they're waiting for every other hand to finish at every other table. This guy praying to eke in the money. I hope he just gets the double. I hope his 6-4 off cracks these aces. The guy with aces can afford it and survives, and the whole room is rooting against you.
It's a weird feeling, man.
They're also doing a sick giveaway this year for everyone who entered, and we still have hope for it. And I didn't know about this till yesterday, where one person's getting the main event buy-in for the next 30 years. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I did hear that.
That's so sick. Like, someone was joking, imagine they gave it to the 100-year-old guy.
Yeah,
It'd be rigged. But we have a sweat to have main event entries forever. And that'd be a sick thing to, if you're a recreational, well, it'd be amazing, the money.
Year. Yeah, it's like in golf when you win the Masters, you get to play every year.
God, yeah, no, amazing. But also, I was going to say, if you just suck at poker and your wife is, not letting you play, if you win that, you get to every year say, honey, it's 10K in equity. I got to go for the family. That's just like a dream scenario to get to abandon your wife and kids by force. It's like when you satellite into something.
You'd be a fool not to.
It's like, I'm lighting money on fire, honey. I got to get away from you for 8 days. Creeps in the chat. A lot of people. Type in 1 if you're rooting for Sylvester Stallone to double up. 2 if you're rooting for him to die. I think there's more pain distributed to more people if he doubles. That's why I'm rooting for the max pain. We're all kind of rooting for the max pain, the max crazy. 1, I forget what I said already, but we'll see.
No, hey, shout out to the chat and the numbers. I saw we had over 5,200 concurrent viewers today. High Noon is growing, baby. We're the only live show from the World Series of Poker every day, and we're going to do it every day this week as the pressure builds more and more from the main, and we appreciate you guys for joining us. Click the like button, subscribe to PokerGo. We really appreciate you guys.
Wait. Sorry, I was listening to the announcement there. Most of us are rooting for him to double. Big sweat here. Crazy to come back 4 days. There's no other poker tournament that I know of, literally, where you're in day 4 and you're not in the money yet. Unreal sweat. Such a grind, playing every day, all day. So many hearts were broken yesterday. Mine, yours.
Oh, man.
The guy
There's
with
a list of dead bodies all over the
place. A list of dead bodies. 3,500 people came back yesterday. Only 1,520 bagged. And there will be it's going to ramp up. Someone's going to win the main event who's left in the field. And no matter what, there's going to be a new poster on the wall.
You just can't get that kind of information anywhere else that someone's going to win the main event. He's not the highest paid commentator in the business for nothing, folks. That sounds like something I would say 100% of the time. Just like the person with the team with the most points on that scoreboard is going to win this game.
Yeah, or when they say in football games, it's like, my keys to the game are turnovers and points off turnovers. It's like, no shit.
Yeah. Profound stuff here. But, so the dealers have to stand up and when they're done with their hands, and, it's an interesting scene in there. Shout out to others. Shout out to Haley with Poker News. Always does a great job of taking photographs. And also just Antonio and Brent getting around there. It's kind of a lot of moving parts in there right now. It's kind of an interesting, chaotic energy.
Yeah, it's chaotic. The reason they don't show their hands or run out the board while they're all in until all the hands are at the all-in and call are done with all the tables either need to be finished with their hand or they need to pause when there's an all-in and call. And the reason they do that and don't expose the cards is so that if you're in trouble, so you can know at another table if you're short and debating going all in and you see cards exposed and the guy only has 9%, then that influences your play.
Yeah,
like they
for
want to
sure.
keep everyone isolated, not knowing who has what. So like if you see 3 people at risk and they're just 9% each, you're just gonna fold aces maybe and just be like, all right, I'm gonna make the money here. So that it's to not influence the action at other tables when there's an all-in and call. And they kind of, good dealers will keep it low-key, like, you know, they won't announce it. Obviously, there's no hiding it here when there's tons of cameras surrounding Sylvester Stallone trying to do it. Oh, they're waiting for Jack Effel to go over there to announce if they make the money. Again, the most pain probably in poker will be this guy. Whoever stone bubbles even the entry for next year, 1509 this year, the most pain. I bubbled the main last year. It was highly painful, 80 from the money maybe, and I could have for sure cashed if that was my only goal. It wasn't. I was trying to win, but... So there's at least one more all-in and call. There's at least 2 tables of it. Again, this guy's auto all-in. What we're watching here is the stone bubble of the main event, essentially.
I just saw a tweet from Boston Rob with 1,511 people left. He picked up aces, shoved 8 blinds. It was called by King Queen, Jack 10x flock, but then went brick river.
Oh my God!
So he doubled up.
Yeah.
But what a!
It's like a sweat no matter what.
He's got the semi-charmed life, you know.
It's crazy. They're one away from the. They're one away from the main event entry for next year bubble or whatever. Because if you finished on the stone bubble, shut up, I be nice to you. This troll is getting to me. He's hating on me since I started YouTube. He's just like, Depaulo is so bad. Mute Ryan. Anyway, if you don't know who either of us are, Mintzy's a legend. I make YouTube videos.
I'm gonna get you to teach me how to do some of these YouTube videos.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
I'm excited about it. I gotta learn some technology.
We'll get you there. Let me see who. There's a day 2 of the 777 event also going on here. Of course, it was really fun to play. I
Did you?
entered 2 bullets, but it was fun to play because you're 7-handed, which is so sick. It's so much more fun to play 6 and 7-handed where you're involved in more hands. It's less boring between hands. Let me see who won the online bracelet last night. I was trying to check. I like min cashed it after having 1 big blind, made an epic comeback. I know D-Negs was very deep in it. So I'm just going to check that live on air, do research in real time.
And we got a lot. And also, just like as I said, I reiterate, wall-to-wall coverage on PokerGo. I believe we have Will Jaffe and Lon are in the booth, Moneymaker on one of the feature tables. I believe we've got stuff all day long today, and we're going to be doing stuff all day long.
Yeah, for
all
sure.
All week is the thing is day 4. The thing about the main event today, the money bubble breaking, but the pressure and intensity just ramps up on these guys. And when you get to day 5, day 6, day 7, I mean, you're talking about playing from noon to 12:30 or 1 a.m. every day. And so, you know, you're also dealing with mental fatigue and the money getting bigger, and it's just it's a very fascinating energy.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a crazy mental grind where you need to be full focused, fully thinking about everything at the table, looking for live tells, aware of each other dynamic. Last night, Blaze Gaspari won the online $600. No, I'm messing this up. He won the 1K? I don't understand. Never mind. This is horrible live reporting. I should prepare ahead of time, but we're busy with our own stuff. So there's another all-in and a call.
But I believe the all-in player there, aces hold, so the all-in player.
Okay, so at another table out there was another all-in and call. 2 all-in and calls on this hand for hand. Aces got all-in and was called by ace-6 of diamonds. The ace is held. Now Jack Effel is going to come over to this table to call this auto all-in and call. I mean, I would say Sylvester Stallone has probably 25% at best. The best thing he can hope for is that the guy raised, you know, just non-paired cards and that he's just live with 2 random cards. But it looked like the guy showed, like, the nuts, basically. Like, he just flipped his hand over right away, thinking that they didn't need to hold. Here comes Jack Effel.
We won't get audio because they'll fuck up our audio.
But just tell us the hands if he could tell us when they turn them over. So now we're seeing it live with no audio because it'll ruin our audio, as you guys heard us.
And then right after this, we're going to be going to our coverage with PokerGo at the feature table, Will Jaffe.
Oh, wow, it's already almost 1, huh?
Yep.
Here we go. For this guy's life, let's go Sylvester Stallone. Oh, he hasn't even sweated them yet? How do you have that patience? The dude has not looked at his cards yet. This is amazing. Yo, that's so sick. What a spot. What the ultimate squeeze. The bubble of the main. He looks happy at one, disappointed at the other. What does he have? 10-3 suited versus ace-5. Is that 10-3?
The Kitchens.
10-3 versus ace-5. Ace on the flop. Backdoor to Broadway. Up. He's backdoor to a Broadway. Let's go, Sylvester Stallone. Looks like he lost.
He's out. And everybody else in the room is ecstatic.
He had a sweat.
All right, we got to go to our PokerGo coverage of the World Series main event. Stay tuned. Join us. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thanks to Will Jaffe, Ron Depaulo, and our team with Antonio and Brent Hanks and John. Stay tuned. World Series of Poker main event coverage all day long right here on PokerGo.